To be honest, overall I'm pretty pleased because we've collected 3 valuable league points against a good side who've been going well in the Premiership. And I know they had a lot of boys running and duty yesterday, but it was still a pretty strong team that came down here, especially across the backs. And they did cause us some problems. And we did have you can't run away from it. We did go down to 14 men pretty early in the game. And we looked at one stage like potentially holding on for a win. But Wasps kept coming at us, and eventually the pressure told, and it tied up. And to be honest with you, I've got to give our lads a lot of credit for the second half with 14 men, because we didn't crumble. We probably didn't adjust as quickly as we needed to, because we conceded a try very quickly after 14 men. But then we kind of, we pulled the trousers up, didn't we? We got on with it, and we worked extremely hard, and we kept the ball really well, and we looked really positive, and we scored a good try. And I thought most of what we did was very good. I think a little bit of miscommunication in the last 10 minutes, probably about how we wanted to drive the game, hurt us a little bit, because we probably gave up a little bit too much possession with kicking, and that ultimately allowed Wasps to keep coming at us. But overall, to manage our way through that final 20 minutes like we did, 14 men, you've got to give the lads great credit. And 3 points, a lot of tries scored. Sometimes you can't complain about the little things.
How would you see the sending off?
I think the only way to describe the sending off is we all know that if you go high on someone, if you're in and around the shoulder and neck area, there is always the possibility that accidental contact with the head or face is going to happen, and if it happens, you're going to be there for yellow and red cards. And unfortunately that's what's happened to Johnny. I think everyone's aware it's not deliberate, he's not out of control. I mean, he grabs him if you watch it, he follows through and grabs with 2 arms, and there's minimal contact and there's no real damage. But we all know if you approach it that height, these are the risks you run. And I'm not going to complain about it, because if I haven't really seen enough detail to see how much contact there was. But if there's contact with Ashley Johnson's face, there's a decision that's going to be made. It's either going to be a yellow or a red card, and that will come down to the TMO and the referee.
Okay. How do you see the season progressing from here?
Pretty good. We've got a decent bit of momentum. I mean, that's the 4th game in a row that it's been a top 4 clash for us. And we haven't lost any of them. I mean, we've drawn 2 and won 2, which is pretty good going against the other top 4 teams. And now what we've got to do is we've got to maintain that momentum through games that it should be perceived that we probably should win. So we've got a real tough fixture. I think mentally we've got a really tough fixture next week away at Worcester. They're obviously going to feel really good about themselves after last week, after dealing with yesterday, after dealing with one of the top sides, and we're going to have to go there absolutely bang on a good mental and physical fettle to make sure that we produce something in that game, because ultimately 3 points today from this game could be very, very valuable if we can follow it up with a win next week.